we want to welcome in Adam Bratton. He's the Executive Director of the Nonprofit Partnership, and we're celebrating Nonprofits Week this week.
Yes, this is our fourth week of Celebrate Nonprofits Week.
Great.
We discovered a number of years ago that there really wasn't a mechanism to create public awareness about the value of the work that happens in the nonprofit sector. And just historically, our nonprofits go about their work quietly and don't get a lot of fanfare for the amazing role that they play in our society. So our organization said we want to do something about that. We looked at national celebrations. There really wasn't anything. So 4 years ago, we said we're going to start our own, and here we are.
So how do you bring awareness of local nonprofits in the area? Because there are so many, it's hard to zero in on all of them, obviously.
It is, and the diversity of the sector, frankly, is what makes it hard. You know, you have churches to animal shelters to human shelters to mental health facilities to colleges and universities. There's just so much. It's hard to really focus people's attention to it. But the thing is, nonprofits impact all our lives in numerous ways. We all have dealt with those organizations in one way or another, and it's just recognition that those organizations are nonprofits. They need our help, and more importantly, they need our recognition.
Yeah. So how do nonprofits benefit a community like ours?
Yeah, well, in the United States, frankly, the nonprofit sector is our social safety net. In a lot of developed countries, the government does what the nonprofit sector does in our communities. So whether it's feeding the hungry, housing the homeless, providing mental health services to children, to education, to our hospitals and universities. That's how it benefits our community. It really serves, again, what maybe governments in other countries might serve. That's what the nonprofit sector in the United States does.
And what's the one single thing that our nonprofits really need from the community?
Well, they need support, they need recognition. I'm always beating the drum on they need resources, they need money. So if there's one way to recognize and celebrate nonprofits this week, making a donation would be huge. They're largely under-resourced, historically under-resourced. The staff work hard, they're underpaid, and there's just a lack of funding that often comes through, and that's really what they need.
And it seems like things only got harder for nonprofits once we went through the pandemic. A lot of them shut down, and it still seems like a lot of them are still trying to get their footing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The pandemic, like any industry, really hurt the nonprofit sector. The thing is, a lot of those essential organizations that we saw were nonprofit organizations. So the food banks and the hospitals and those organizations, those were nonprofits. And one thing about the nonprofit sector, they're resilient. So they figure it out, but that doesn't mean they're doing the best they can with the limited resources.
But then there's Erie Gives Day, you know, here locally. Warren does one as well, and that's a tremendous event for our local nonprofits.
Right. Erie Gives Day is coming up August 8th. It's a huge event. I really haven't seen anything like it in a city the size of Erie, or even in the larger cities. You go to huge metropolitan areas, they don't raise that amount of money from that number of donors.
It's so exciting to watch it progress through the day, to see, you know, what money is being given, how many donors are out there. It's fascinating and it's heartening.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've been involved since the beginning. We're there at the Community Foundation on Erie Gives Day, and we're just always amazed that this year it's more money and more people, and more donors.
And it's a good reminder that it's coming up, and it'll be here shortly.
It'll be here shortly.
All right, Adam, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.